You're listening to The Ryan Show. This is The Ryan Show. You're listening to The Ryan Show. This is The Ryan Show. You're listening to The Ryan Show. This is The Ryan Show. You're listening to The Ryan Show. This is The Ryan Show.
Hey man, the only place I go every night is The Ryan Show.
Captain Stage, hey, Mr. Cheeks, myself.
Check us out for an hour, enjoy yourself.
Maybe more.
Good music and special guests. Listen, we the best, forget the rest.
It's just me and Ryan, Cheeks the team. Yeah, we about to reign supreme.
Come on.
Yeah, we coming over and we taking the scene. Yeah, we should be on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who are now tuned in, this is the weekly premiere, yes, another rendition of The Ryan Show FM, starring myself, your host, Ryan Vernell, and joined by my cohorts, partners in crimes, whatever you want to call them, legendary socialite. He might be drunk right now, and on God knows what else.
Good chance.
Hamptons Dave is in the building, and
what's going on?
in the window beside him, he's got the Rap Dillas sweater on. I can't see what's on his hat, but he is indeed a hip-hop legend. The icon, the Southside Jamaica Hogan, Mr. Cheeks is in the Zoom. What's going on, brother man? Else.
What it do, family? Let's get it.
We've got a hell of a night ahead of us, boys, but oh, what a week it's been. 2021 has been full of surprises.
It's crazy. It's like 2020 just went into the bathroom, threw a wig on, and came out. That's 2021.
2021, the sequel, as they say. People were wondering, by the way, they were messaging me and saying, why didn't anybody speak at all about those crazy terrorist attacks that went down at the nation's capital?
Yeah, it was.
And we never got a chance to because it happened during that Thursday. The show airs on Thursday. We record the show usually on Tuesday, for the most part. So, yeah, very, very crazy situation. To all of the rednecks out there and great-great-grandsons of the Confederate soldiers that raided the U.S. Capitol, try that stuff around here, you will be shot.
It's crazy how it was like, it just was allowed to happen. I mean, they were climbing walls and stuff, but then you look at them, this video of them in the Capitol, and they're like walking through ropes. Like, it looks like they set up ropes for them to get from room to room. To go, it's crazy, and then people try to justify that it's like political and it's patriotic. It's crazy that anybody that could even look at that happen and say this is justified in any way.
I understand if there was like actually a rigged election and it was proven, and Trump came out and had actual proof that this was not the real results of the election, it's been altered, then yeah, democracy's at stake and there needs to be protests. But there was zero proof, zero evidence, and it did seem almost like a failed attempt at a coup, a very like poorly done coup, right? It seemed like you said, Dave, it was almost an inside job.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what came out of it was some media genius, though, like the lady with the onions. Did you see her?
No.
The lady that's crying, if you look in, there's a video. She has onions.
Yeah. She'd gotten stomped out or walked on or whatever.
She's saying she's crying and she's rubbing onions. I don't know. That's
Cheeks
crazy.
has been posting up some gold. So really quick, everybody that's listening out there, go to Mr. Cheeks' Instagram at the real Mr. Cheeks 132. It's almost become a hub for anti-Trump and anti-fascist activity.
He's been on fire too.
Yeah.
He's been on fire with his posts lately.
Cheeks, that one post you made of the guy climbing
My
the
friends
wall.
don't know them like that, right?
The dude with the Mario music when he falls.
That's the funny Mario
Yeah,
brothers.
that might get the best for 2021 so far on the internet.
And I'm looking right now. He's
A whole bunch of white trash in the DC area.
It's crazy.
a lot of it.
Whole
A
bunch
lot
of
of
white
it.
trash in the DC area.
We forget, 150 years
I'm glad it
ago.
wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
Yeah.
you know what
There
I'm
was a
saying?
few.
That's crazy, right?
You see, there was a few
Crazy.
black people there.
Yeah, a few.
They really stood out. It didn't really make sense. Like standing there with
It's
the trumpet. What is it? It said. What did it say? It said MAGA lives, or no, it said Black Lives MAGA. The guy had the shirt on said Black Lives MAGA. Crazy. That's something that talking about copyrights.
Hell, man. Crazy, man.
It's disgusting.
It's too funny, man.
We got a copyright.
But your man's going down. That's the bottom line.
He's
out.
Him and his people that was counting on that, backing up that bullshit, false, stole the steal. These is crazy.
It was pretty ridiculous, right?
Going down, baby.
And now they're getting called out. They're getting fired.
I just can't wait till after January 20th, man.
Yep.
See the rundown after January 20th is going to be the shit.
Don't have to worry about him doing anything crazy anymore. There's also a video on here of an old man flipping off a guy in a car, and he appears to be cursing out the guy in the car. He's got the Trump hat on. He's walking his dog, and he walks face first into a steel pole. Great video there, Cheeks. Was that one too?
Oh, that's good. You know what video I saw? There's the video of the guy that lives down the block, the white guy, and he's saying the crackers are storming the Capitol. He's yelling at somebody in the car, and he's crackers. These crackers are storming.
That was funny as hell right there. Man.
The lady
you
in the
say,
car.
like you say, you got good people, you got bad pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Funny shit.
And like you said, and it's in one of his last posts, Cheeks goes, skin color doesn't mean the S word. You're either a good person or a piece of you-know-what. And that really is what it comes down to. It's kind of like, I hate to make it about good or evil, but if you really are making judgments on somebody based upon the way that they look, it's pretty much clear cut. You're a piece of, like Cheek said, a piece of you know what. You're in the post. Like, so that being said, you're a turd. A turd, exactly. You're a turd. You're a turd. So we've got a lot of good stuff going on. We got Coach Hugh Jackson, and who knows, he might actually be an NFL coach again. At least that's what these rumors are churning around in that rumor mill. I heard on ESPN radio the other day that they are considering our friend Hugh Jackson, who is a part of our sports team, if you will. They're considering him for a position as Jets coach, for a position, something to do with the Vikings offensive coordinator if the guy over there retires.
Let's get him in the Jets organization when we start opening the stadiums back up. Sundays, we're at MetLife covering the game.
Covering. I see he's got the air quotes when he says covering.
Covering the game.
Yeah, we'll get Sam Garnes. I want to give a shout out to Sam Garnes too. He ain't been on the show. We got to get him back.
Love
in
Sam
for
Garnes.
one
It's
of
been
these
too
weeks
long.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to get some expert NFL predictions. I know we did last week. That was for the gamblers. This week is for the sports lovers, the ones that aren't always putting their money on it. But I'm excited. Expert knowledge on sports. Also today we've got Fredro Starr coming. Some Queens hip-hop madness here in the Zoom chat tonight. And these guys have a long history. The two gentlemen. Classics.
Yeah.
Cheeks and Fredro Starr have a long history. And it began all the way back when they were called, before Cheeks was Mr. Cheeks, when he was Co Cheeks. The young Co Cheeks.
Yes, sir. Stay Fresh crew.
That's right, the Stay Fresh crew. That's what Onyx, I guess, had gone. But Onyx is a hard name, though.
Onyx is super hard.
Literally.
Yeah, Onyx
literally
is
a hard
tough.
rock. So that's going to be good.
When
And
they came through with that logo and all that shit, it was just his minds. Onyx, the man face, was crazy.
Fredro really looks like the logo. It's always what I think. When I see him like wearing the shirt with the logo, it looks exactly like him. So that'll be good. We also, to listeners of the show that have been with us since the beginning, you know Bamboo Gutta, a.k.a. Bamboo Starr. Well, that is the younger brother of Fredro Starr. As a matter of fact, he was the first guest that we ever had on FM radio was Fredro Starr's brother. So once again, things come kind of full circle.
And he came out to Boston, too.
Came out with us.
Yep.
Born with the sauce.
Yes, he is the one with the sauce. Yeah, he showed love. He was since Tavern. I don't think he came to when we were in the city, right? I don't think he came to Stone Creek.
Nah, he didn't do the Stone Creek.
But I think he came to
everything else, though.
Tavern Lounge. Yep.
Long time. And it's just this damn pandemic kind of prevents us from seeing people or throwing parties, really. That's really what's the big difference here. But Before we go into break and have Honky Wonky pull out those ones and twos, if that is even the term for it, he's always on the ones and twos. We have a bakery, and it's right in time for Valentine's Day. The Ryan Show Bakery, a.k.a. RS Bakery, is open for business. Get a special Ryan Show box of sweets for the person that you love. We're talking chocolate-covered pretzels. We're talking candy-coated Rice Krispies, chocolate and caramel. And we're talking chocolate-covered Oreos, all with your favorite Ryan Show logo attached to them. The logo is so good that you can eat that too. Mr. Cheeks, I heard that you got a delivery in the mail. How's that box of candy looking?
It's looking good. I had a few pieces the other day, popped those off yesterday during the games and with a nice cheeseburger with the bing on the side. Everything was good with those. They come in handy.
The doink.
The big tall cup of ice and the Pepsi there.
Sounds good. Getting me hungry. You're getting me really, really hungry. And that's good. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about our personal lives. Hamptons Dave is changing his life. He's going on some type of a, is it a health craze? Is it a journey, a wellness journey? What would you call this, Hamptons Dave?
It's just more, I guess, probably to see more life.
So it doesn't, yeah, like so he can make it past 2021.
Yeah, I'm not on some crazy, change life type shit. Just for January, said, give some things up and get some things in return.
You gave some things up for about 5 minutes, and then you took them right back and inhaled them.
You gotta give back to the earth to get what it's worth.
Oh, shouts to Hamptons Dave and those powerful nostrils. An open-minded organics is what brings you the Ryan Show FM, at least this week. If you're looking for CBD, hemp, or anything of that nature, go to OMO, Open Minded Organics. Find them on Instagram at Open Minded Organics and order up. It doesn't matter whether you're in New York or some faraway place. I don't think they'll send you anything if you're our fans in Africa, but if you're on the soil, we'll get you your CBD. You've got my guarantee.
It's tough to send anything. Remember we tried to send
On the soil.
to Yusuf. We tried to send Yusuf so much stuff out there. It's tough to send stuff out to Africa.
It's just expensive too. It was like to send over Yusuf a t-shirt, it was like $200. So we had to give him money to go and just make them over there. Just made more sense. It was crazy. It was like crazy shipping and handling prices. And this was before COVID-19. I'm sure it's even more now. So yeah, this is we're moving right along through the night. Mr. Cheeks, Hamptons Dave, and myself, Ryan Vernell, are here. We form a trio, a tripod, if you will, known as the Ryan Show FM or the Ryan Show, depending on where you look. Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Doing good. Doing good.
Solid, baby.
Yep. Everything's solid. Health is there for this pandemic is crazy. Still can't really get out to places, especially in New York. They got pretty much everything shut down.
You find a way, though.
You can always find your ways. You can always find your ways. Where there's a will, there's a bar. So
or some weird underground party.
Yes, yeah, those are good ones. Sure. They go for days. Those are the craziest. That side of New York is for whole nother episode. That underground.
And now you're cutting this underground out of your life somewhat, somehow, a little bit, or just a little bit of a health craze. We talked about it before we got into that music by Honky Wonky, but Hamptons Dave has made some life changes over the past couple of days. So let's let you tell the listeners out there. I heard that you stopped eating past a certain point in the day.
Trying to cut it maybe at 9. It's still late I know people cut off at like 5. You told me you're cutting off eating at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 p.m. is when I start. No, 3 p.m. I know, and I know that sounds crazy, but like I just look at it like
that's when
I
Kelly
know what my
puts you
body.
Down for your nap, right?
That's when I go down for my nap.
You don't eat at 3 o'clock.
I stopped eating after 3, Cheeks.
You're right. You don't eat after 3 o'clock.
No, because because I just like feel it in my stomach. As crazy as that sounds, like when I'm digesting food at night, it doesn't do me well. I wake up, I feel kind of crazy. If I stop eating at a certain point, I wake up hungry. I start my routine and eating and working out at like 6, 7 in the morning. I feel great. I'm down like 15 pounds. I was getting a little pudgy. Everything's coming back to normal. I'm starting to get I'm trying to get in this like UFC form. So for me, but this isn't about me. This is about Hamptons Dave and him changing his life. So stopping eating at 9 o'clock, that's a good start, Hamptons Dave. And that's not all. Didn't you say you were going to cut the carbs out too?
Trying. I mean, it's like trying to. I've never given up. That's the Italian in me. I don't think I could ever give that up totally.
It's true Guinea. You cannot give up those carbs.
Once I think I'm out, they pull me right back. No, just trying to maybe kick off the year
I see
with
Cheeks is like
something.
pissed about me not eating past 3.
Yeah, it's-
Like, what the is that, man? I don't understand that. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't eat no more than the next day? That's crazy.
I'm also like
That's some
trying
good
to.
shit, though. I can't do it.
Dude, that's what it really comes down to, is like discipline. Like, and I just like I gotta find ways in my life to show myself that I still have
you
some
can
discipline.
see the difference in our discipline. I gave up at 9 p.m. and it's like I'm like proud, like not eating after 9. That's lit. Then Ryan tells me, "Yeah, I don't eat after 3 o'clock."
It's like anorexic.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I had to
Ryan
force
now
myself to
throws
throw
up
up.
after every meal too.
No, just one. I ate too much. I ate too much pig belly, and I felt it in my stomach. My girl's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "What are you, bulimic?" I just like felt the pork belly, like the grease and the craziness. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it's paranoia. Maybe I'm smoking too much.
You're definitely
Could be it
smoking
too.
too much, but
As you see here in outer space,
yep.
with my outer space background here on Zoom. So we don't really
Yes,
talk
sir.
about this much, but it's surprising to me that Hamptons Dave tests his physical limitations so much when he's already literally survived death, which is
Yep.
something that we haven't really talked about much on this program. Cheeks, do you know this story? Have we even told you the story about Hamptons Dave, the revival, the redemption, the phoenix rising from the ashes, if you
The
will?
redemption. Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know.
So
Oh man.
we're going to preface this. I'm going to let Hamptons Dave tell the story of Hamptons Dave. Obviously, I can't tell his story, but I will say this. I what brought this up, and the reason we want to talk about this, I saw an article online where they were talking about people's experiences after they had legally died and what they had seen when they were legally dead. Some people saw a tunnel and they decided not to go into the light. They feel maybe if they did, that would have been the end. Some people saw their body floating up into the sky. So, as I preface this story, Hamptons Dave, was there anything crazy that you saw
No.
when it went down?
See, I also wasn't out for like minutes. I don't even know if the hospital. What I was told is that my pulse stopped. I had no pulse, and that I stopped bleeding, like the blood stopped. And they said that when that happens, that's the
pretty dead.
step where you have to like bring them back, or it's going to become a problem. And they said I was out for like 45 seconds to a minute, and I woke up and I just started cursing everybody out around me.
But we got to. I just jumped too far ahead of myself. I'm sorry. We got to get the story so that Cheeks understands what exactly went down, because the story itself is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
what happened?
I was working in a restaurant at the time. It was actually, I guess I could really go into full length now that it's done in court. I remember at the time when
Cha-ching.
we first started doing the show, couldn't really talk about it. So I was working. It was my last Sunday at this restaurant job. And it was my last day there, and I worked a double. So I worked from the morning to the end, and I had this thing on every Sunday. I was trying to have a sip from I would pick one spirit, and I would try to take a drink from every bottle that we had, every brand that we had. Like I did vodka. I tried to, make vodka sodas or do a shot of I'd be lit by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was lit, still working, but lit. So this day it was scotch, and I got up to like my 7th one, and then it got kind of busy. So I had to stop drinking a little bit. And I had a plan. I was like, let's get everybody together. We'll go across the street to the bar across the street, and we'll all do a shot real quick, just as like the last, like a celebration almost, last day at this job. So it gets busy and I get sidetracked, and all of a sudden I see like 3 of my coworkers walk in smiling like they had, just had a couple drinks or something. Like, look, it's like, they're a little too friendly right now. And I got pissed because this was my whole plan to go, and I was just pissed I didn't go across. So I'm sitting with the table. I'm actually sitting with the table talking about their meal, just chilling with them while I'm working. I'm a server. I'm waiting tables at the time. So I'm sitting with these people and I'm talking about the dessert menu, and they have to be like, this kid is lit right now. Like just sat down while they're eating their meal, and I'm just talking to him.
And he would get lit. I
And
hate to interrupt, but Dave somehow can get like blacked out and still perform and still like read orders, take orders. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I see everybody coming in the side door, and this goes right to the street, and you can go right to the bar. And I said, forget that noise. Like, you're going without me. And I just went for it. I just beelined it into the street, and next thing you know, I wake up in the road. I got hit by a minivan doing like 40. Went through the windshield and got shot like 30 feet. And luckily at the bar, there were 2 EMTs at my garden. 2 EMTs at the bar, retired, ambulance workers were eating at the bar, and I got shot like right to the front door of the bar. So they were able to get to me within like 30 seconds. And all I remember is waking up, and I always tell this joke. I wake up and he's like a regular at the bar. So I'd always tell him I wake up and this guy's trying to kiss me, but he was giving me mouth to mouth. I woke up and somebody was just over me giving me mouth to mouth. And I just had in my mind,
he was turned on.
Everybody out. Yeah. In my mind, I'm thinking, yo, that table still needs to order dessert. Like, why am I laying in the street when this table's still, and they're like, no, you got hit. It's serious. And then I start looking around. Then it like kicked in a little bit. It was
So what happened? Do you remember seeing the light?
No.
Did you float away from your body?
It was like I just woke up in the street.
That was it. So was it blackness? Nothing. Just literally from A to B.
I didn't see anything. It was just like I woke up. Literally, I was like I just woke up in the street and like 50 people around me.
You didn't like go through like a portal and you see there. Like Hitler like and evil people throughout history.
So at least I woke up right. I didn't skip a beat. Like I knew I was at work. I was like, why am I laying in the street while I'm working? Like this is, and I got pissed off. When I'm drunk and I get embarrassed, I just start cursing people out around me. And that's what happened. I just started cursing everybody out around me. I'm like, why are all these people around me? What's going on right now? And then I look down and like, yeah, your leg is broken in half.
Incredible. So there's
airlifted ICU, but it hasn't slowed me down.
Still out there. There's a few incredible parts about this story all these years later. What was this? 5 years ago? 6 years ago? 7? What?
Yeah, probably 5 years ago. It was actually my brother's first 1-year wedding anniversary, and he got a call. At the time, they didn't know. Like people on the scene didn't know if I was surviving or not. Me, I knew I was surviving. I was like I was in shock still, so I didn't really feel anything. But I was like talking to people, and I knew I was fine. But the fire department, when I left in the helicopter to go to Stony Brook, it was critical condition.
Helicoptered him out. And it's not a sad ending.
Everything. I got the treatment. Obamacare saved me.
How long were you in the hospital
for? Shout out to Obamacare. 29 days.
29 days in the hospital.
No shit. In the Hamptons, you wish you walk across the street in Bridgehampton, you want to get hit by a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or, a Benz. I got hit by like a 92 Astro van.
The jalopy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was just the worst. Yeah.
Well, he was meant to survive. See, he went on to do all this and still to this day goes out and he gives it to people on the basketball court. So what do you have, a metal leg? How does that work?
I do. I have a rod in my leg, in my left leg. I broke my tibia and fibula, which are the two bones, like my shin bone and the other little bone in your leg broke completely through. So they put a metal rod in.
That is crazy. And there's not a crazy scar either, right? I don't think
No, the scar looks like, I mean, the legs got cuts and stuff all over, but the scar is like an ACL, surgery scar.
Yeah. And the other amazing part is that you're all here mentally. I mean, I guess some would argue that, but
I did more damage at the Tabs than the accident.
Well, there you go. That explains the wellness kit.
That quick whip is still there, and that jump shot didn't go anywhere for anybody out there.
And that just goes to show it was really all you needed this whole time was the jump shot, right? It's what got you all these places. So, wow, what a story. And to those religious listeners out there,
I blame it on them. If they would have just waited for me and we would have went over to the bar altogether.
Yeah,
yep.
Selfish of them.
It's never my fault. Everything, it's funny, like, not like an insult to injury, not even like it sucks. I'm laid up in the hospital for, this is probably like 15 days and my lawyer comes in and he's going over everything. We're trying to I was drunk. So we're trying to look at the best ways we could find this. And everything was against me. And then the witness, like the lead witness that talked to the police, they're reading the police report. It goes, 2 guys go and run into the street and the chubby one dressed in all black got hit by the car. So it's like
insult to injury.
Yeah.
They had to hit you with a fat joke as you're laying there immobile. What the hell? It's messed up. Chubby.
The chubby guy got running the streets.
The 2 guys running, the chubby one with the beard.
Well, it's good to see that you're
But
still
I'm
here
I'm
today,
still here.
kicking better than ever.
bitches.
Better. Now you're like a cyborg with that metal leg.
Yep. Something.
Can you jump higher now that it's metal? Is there like a spring in there?
I don't even know if I can jump anymore. Just as long as it could still shoot.
That's all that matters.
We'll say athleticism is not the forte anymore.
We're all getting to that age where
But
we got to
I
start
don't
being
even-
careful.
I just blame that on the injury,
Yeah.
not the last
Of course.
10 years of my life.
No, of course it's the injury. It's not nothing in between any of the craziness. So, Dan, there you have it. The story of Hampton's Dave's terrible accident in which he's recovered. I guess it's a good story in the end, right? Everything's moving along.
I'm here, bitch.
Is this an indicator for what happens after death for you at all? Did it change like any of your deeper?
No. If
Did it
anything,
make
didn't.
you?
No. If anything, it kind of I was saved because somebody happened to be at the bar.
Some would say that was God. Some would say that God jumped into that man and breathed life into you, or kissed you on the lips, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
I bet. That's what got him. Woke him right up. It was like smelling salt.
Yeah.
That's how you know he was alive. He was getting poked in the ribs when he was on top of you.
No, they said I woke up and I just immediately said, "Get the fuck off me!" Like I was like, "What am I doing here?" They're like, "You kept asking, why am I laying on the road?"
Oh no! What was that movie Stand By Me where the kid pulls the girl out of the?
And all I'm thinking is, table 16 still needs to order dessert. Like, why am I laying here on the ground?
It's my kind of waiter. So there you have it, folks. Follow Hampton's Dave, and wherever his adventure will go next at Hampton's Dave on Instagram. This is perfect timing. We've got Coach Hugh Jackson coming in very, very soon. Honky Wonky is just crazed. I can tell he wants to scratch on those ones and twos. And yeah, as we're going to this break, remember Open-Minded Organics. That would have saved Dave 30 days recovery had he just lathered himself in CBD oil. I bet he would have healed just fine. Folks, this is the Ryan Show FM. We got Hugh Jackson coming on. After that, we've got Fredro Starr, DJ Honky Wonky on the ones and twos. And boy, is it good to be here. Ain't that right, Hampton's Dave?
Yeah, I'm just still always blown away. DJ Honky Wonky sets always they always set the mood right when we go to those breaks. So I'm happy everybody gets to always just listen to DJ Honky Wonky. He's a big part of the show.
Scratching those ones and twos. He needs to make an Instagram, though. That's one thing.
Yeah,
Definitely needs to make. Get with the times.
We need to
Honky
get
Wonky.
him on some interviews. I think the world needs to
No one really
see.
knows what he sounds like. See, it's a big mystery, and we'll get a little bit more into Honky Wonky later. But right now, we've got an NFL legend in the chat. He's back again.
Yes.
And his insight is second to none. It's very, very timely that we're bringing him back for the second time on this program. We've got big things a brewing or a stewing, depending on the terminology you'd like to use. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for ex-NFL coach, football expert, the one and only, the legendary Hugh Jackson is in the building.
Thank you. What an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you here. Are
Good
you
having
kidding me?
Yeah, it's always good having you here. I wish I was lit off that tequila.
I was going to say, we got to get the drinks poured for each of us out here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's pronounced Gran Leyenda, which is an amazing name for tequila. I never would have thought I'd have seen you pushing a tequila brand. It must be special. What's so great about this tequila?
Well, it's organic, first of all. So don't panic because it's organic. It's 100% USDA organic tequila. We have all four marks. We have the Blanco, the Silver, the Reposado, the Añejo. We're coming out with Añejo Extra. We think it's the best in the world. And you don't have to worry about having a bad hangover the next day because we have the natural agave. We don't add anything to our tequila. And so it is the best.
I'll
That's
take
the
that as a
difference
challenge
maker.
to see if it gives me a hangover or not. We'll see how
Don't
much
tell
I
him
can
that.
drink.
Drink
Yeah.
as much as you want. I want you to know, drink as much as you want, and then you gotta
I love
let me-
that.
And if you have a hangover, I'll pay for your tequila the next day.
Ooh. He might hold you to that.
Yeah.
Definitely might hold you to that. And that's like a difference. Not a lot of people know. Everybody, I like to consider myself a tequila expert, but I realize it's just my like favorite drink. But you start naming all these different tequilas, and I realize I really don't know much at all. Like, are you an actual expert on the tequila drink? Is that what got you into this?
I've become one. I never liked tequila. And so our CEO, Daryl Spann, at the time, he was the only minority owner in the space. Now, obviously, here comes The Rock, here comes LeBron James, here comes P. Diddy, everybody's getting their tequila. But as I said to all of them, let's compete. Because people are finding out that tequila is the only upper spirit. I mean, it's the only upper spirit in the spirit world. So that's why it's so good. But when I think about the days when I was drinking tequila, man, look, it was bad because it wasn't good. So I'm fired up. I start drinking this and I love it.
You always hear that different alcohols bring out a different type of drunk. Like they say, be careful when you drink whiskey. People start like beating each other over the head. Yeah. They say tequila gets the pants to fall off. That's always what I remember hearing. And
tequila makes you dance. That's what they say.
Dance vertically. Definitely something to try. And can they order
dance
that
horizontally?
Vertically. I meant to say horizontally.
Yeah.
See that?
I got you.
Thanks for the correction there, Hamstead. And it's an upper too, so it's up your alley.
Yeah.
the upper drinks.
Definitely.
Besides tequila, well, first off, where can they find the tequila really quick? Can they order it anywhere in the country to anyone that's out there listening?
So 1,000 bottles is the best place to go to because they ship and they ship across the country. And the next week and a half, we will be in 27 different cities. So we're going to make this happen. New York will be one of the places. So if we can just hold on for a little bit, we're going to make sure everybody can drink Grand Leyenda, because we think it's the coming spirit of this year. It's
a basic human right to be able to enjoy that tequila, especially during a pandemic.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
especially during a pandemic.
Oh yeah.
You know, right after he was on the show the last time, I caught you on Keyshawn, and I didn't really know about the tequila. You and the tequila, and I turned on the radio. I was driving into work, and I was like, this voice sounds so familiar. And he's talking about tequila, and it was Coach. And, you got to get that. I got to put that offer in. I got to get a bottle of tequila.
Absolutely. You guys deserve a bottle. Obviously,
if somebody deserves a bottle of tequila, Mac, don't clap. You're not drinking any.
Sure. Now, we did a big segment on it on I Am Athlete, with Brandon Marshall.
I saw that too with Brandon Marshall. Yep.
It was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, 3 days after that, we sold out. So it was fun. It's been really good, and people love the taste profile of our tequila, and hopefully I'm going to get you guys some so we can sell out some more. Let's go.
Let's go. So now that being said, you mentioned Keyshawn Johnson. I was listening to ESPN, and the rumor mill is churning. And they mentioned you also. I think it was like a Vikings position. They were talking about a potential retirement as offensive coordinator. Is there any truth to these speculations that I heard on the radio on ESPN?
Oh, there's some. There's a few here and there. I think my name has been circulating a little bit. I can't give away all my secrets, but I hope to be back on the sidelines coaching offense here in the near future.
People could really use it. And now there's 7 head coaching positions going into next year?
Yes, it's amazing. I just and I feel for the coaches that were let go, because I know what that's like. It's tough, because it's a pandemic on top of injuries, on top of everything that coaches have to go through. But at the same time, we know what it is when we sign up for it. So I'm sure those coaches will bounce back and get back on their feet and keep on moving.
I'll tell you, as a fan, I don't want anybody to get fired, but sometimes you like to see some people leave the organization. And as a Jets fan, I think we made the right choice.
Well, I mean, that's a premium job, in my opinion. Yep. And they're going to do everything they can to get it fixed.
Ooh. Is this a potential something is swirling here? Because, I mean, look, as a New York sports fan, we would love to have you in New York City, because it's almost happened multiple times.
It has. So we'll see. Never know. Might be one of the spots.
Now, Coach, we're in your corner. We're in your corner to get back on that sideline.
That's right. Now, that being said, 7 positions. Is there one specifically that stands out that you think might be like the prime or premier spot, as you'd say? Like top choice?
Well, I mean, obviously, when you have the first pick of the draft, and it's probably a quarterback, and you have other draft capital, I think everybody would say Jacksonville, is the number one job, on the board from a go in, have a chance to really change the culture, bring in your type of players. I think that's it. A lot of people say it's the Texans because of Deshaun Watson. his ability to play the game. He led the league in passing yards this year, had a phenomenal season with very little support, so that's the one of them. And then you look at what happened in Philadelphia today. Obviously you have two quarterbacks, one that's a veteran player that's being paid, and another one who's a young player who has a chance to ascend. So I think those three jobs, you get excited about, but who wouldn't want to go to Atlanta with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and Ridley? I mean, there's some real premium jobs that are out there, but it's still got to be the right fit for the coach and the people that comes with it.
Yeah.
All four of those
with everything going on about Deshaun Watson right now, do you think there's any chance the Jags would trade that number 1 pick for Deshaun Watson? Do you think he's one of those players that you would give up a number 1 pick for? Because he's, like you said, he's one of the real deals at quarterback in the NFL right now.
If they ask me, I'd give up the team for him right now.
Yep, that's what. Yep.
I think
Miami's about to do that. They say
with
right now that
2 pick, I'm ready to throw the. I want the Jets to go all in.
He's proven that he is, one of those cream of the crop quarterbacks, and that he's only going to get better. He's going to transcend to another level. I think he's one of those generational talent guys like Patrick Mahomes. Yep. And whoever can, if he is traded, I think Houston would be doing their city a disservice, and whoever gets him will be excited that they have it.
I don't know what's going on in Houston.
Houston's got to be ready for them to just trade their star away. That's still one of the I don't know. And he still put numbers up, like you said, after they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins.
It's like they want to force him out for some reason. I don't understand. Like, why get rid of one of the top receivers and then all these rumblings and rumors? It just doesn't really make sense to me. For, like you said, I guess he's probably a top 5 quarterback for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I think you said it. I mean, why? I mean, you just need to do everything you can to support him and to put him in position to have success. And that's not the case. But we never know what's happening behind closed doors. But at the same time, just Deshaun Watson, the player, the person, the leader, that's the kind of guy you want on your football team.
Yes.
I guess we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. Definitely a lot going on. So in terms of the playoffs, we've got some big matchups. The Bills are looking pretty scary. Obviously, the Chiefs back in it as usual. So if you had to pick a Super Bowl prediction for the two teams that are going to face off in a few weeks, who would you think has the most likely chance to play in the Super Bowl this year?
My pick a week ago, and I'll still stand by it, I think it's Kansas City, and I think it's New Orleans. That's those are teams I think that are going to make it. I think New Orleans is going to hit a stride here. Drew Brees finally got Michael Thomas back.
Yep.
They'll play a little bit better defensively than they did the other day, even though they played against a good team. And then when you talk about Patrick Mahomes, I regardless of him winning the MVP or not, I think he's the best quarterback in the league. So I just he will will his team to victories, and I think that's what's going to happen.
And I could not disagree with that. He's just so nasty. Patrick Mahomes is just so nice.
Yeah, he's something else. He's definitely like one of those generational talents. He is he's the real deal. He's got the league pretty much in his hands.
He's like a step above. Like you look at LeBron back in the, I guess even now, like just kind of a step above the rest. I kind of look at Pat Mahomes or Patrick Mahomes kind of the same way. On a semi-different note, they're saying Trevor Lawrence is head and shoulders above the competition this year. Would you say that he's in a separate class than any of the other quarterbacks that are a part of this next draft?
Well, I think Trevor is very talented. I don't know if it's that much separation as people say. I just think body of work has been really good. He's played big time football, even though he was out for a while with COVID. He came back and put his team in position. They didn't beat Ohio State, but it's a team game. But at the same time, he demonstrated the things you're looking for. But I think there's 3 or 4 guys in this draft that are going to go on football teams and have chances to ascend. I mean, look at Josh Allen today. When he was drafted, people wasn't sure what he was going to be. Everybody know he was a big athlete with a big arm and that he was intelligent. But nobody thought that this year he'd play the way he played.
Anyway,
you just don't know.
You see what the right wideout does for these quarterbacks, though. You get him in the right situation. You get Diggs on. It's like a totally different player.
And that's out there. Support the quarterback. I mean, hopefully what this shows organizations that if you get the quarterback support what he needs, that good things can happen. That if you have that, every Hall of Fame quarterback has a Robin, There's some receiver that played for him that, played really well. And it goes hand in hand. People that think it doesn't, that's not true, So at the same time, the quarterbacks are special, but you better have some other talent around them in order for them to flourish and become.
No matter who it is.
Speaking of quarterbacks, real quick, I just want to ask: do you think anyway, if Fields shows out tonight, Justin Fields for Ohio State, do you think there's any chance that he could jump into that number one, or you think Lawrence just has it all locked up? If they do decide to choose and not trade the pick,
yeah, I think he has it locked up. I think people, have seen him. He's won a national title. He's played good football. He has unbelievable numbers. He's big. He's athletic. He has an arm talent. I mean, I think the other guy that people don't talk enough about is the Zach Wilson kid out of BYU. Yeah. I think he's very, very talented, and Justin Fields as well. But I think the pecking order for who is 2, 3, 4, I think that's still yet to be determined. Yes. I think it'll be determined over the next several weeks.
You mentioned every quarterback, major, one of the best quarterbacks, they need that Robin. Every Batman needs his Robin. And this week, there's a chance that Brady and Gronk are going to pass. I believe it's the number 1-2 punch, the most touchdowns ever in the postseason between two guys. I think they're about to pass Montana and Moss, or Montana and
Rice.
And Rice, if I'm not mistaken. I remember last time you were here, Hugh, you mentioned that you were very concerned about the outcome of the season amidst the pandemic. You weren't sure if they would be able to keep it under control and keep the players under control. And we saw a lot of games were canceled, a lot of teams were shut down for a little bit. But overall, how do you think the NFL handled performing during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Because I think it's been tough. But when you look around the league and you see not just players, but coaches, there was no answer for coaches. I mean, we watched last night as the Cleveland Browns, who had an unbelievable showing, but they played the game without their coach. So either they were playing for their coach last night, and that was a added motivation to help get this thing over the top, but they had 3 other assistants out too. And that's devastating for a team. Most teams can't function right when that happened because nobody ever said, boy, there's a bullpen for coaches when they get out. There's not. There is for players. You can bring them up from the practice squad, but you're not bringing coaches up from the practice squad. So it's different.
That's a really good point. I didn't hear too many people mention that. That's incredible that they won last night, considering all the circumstances.
Mm-hmm. I mean, going into that game, you would have thought there is no way they could win that game. And not just because it was a Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. It was because they played them the week before. It's the 3rd time they're playing them. The Browns did not practice all week. Their coach wasn't there. I'm sure he was Zoom calls, but he couldn't be there. They couldn't be there. They traveled to Pittsburgh, and not only did they win, they kicked their ass. Let's just keep it real. They kicked their ass.
That first quarter it's like I turned it on, watched the start, and I walked away for a little bit, and I came back. It was 28-0 already by the first quarter.
Yeah. How did that happen? Yeah.
A little extra motivation with Juju talking that smack, saying Cleveland is Cleveland. You could see they were just fired up when they went out there.
Well, that tells you gotta be careful what you say sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. The Browns are just the Browns.
That's what this league is. Yep. They look for things to get excited about. They need some bulletin material, and you give them the wrong thing. Wow, look out! It's gonna come back at you.
That especially Browns after the last dance. Line and running. That Browns offensive line and running though, they can, if they get going, they can beat. If that defense steps up, that's a team that could play with anyone too.
It's gonna be exciting to watch them next week.
Yeah.
They have 2 of the best running backs in football. There's no doubt. Kareem Hunt looked like a man on a mission last night, and Nick Chubb is so consistent. Their offensive line has played well, even when people were out of. They've done a really good job. Baker Mayfield's really come on. He's a leader of the team. He's doing some great stuff. But they're running into a Super Bowl champion this week. They run into a Super Bowl champion with a very motivated quarterback who always has something to prove. And you mentioned something a second ago that I keep telling people, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, how many times have those guys been passed over for MVPs? Because we expect them to do extraordinary.
Yeah.
And that's what it is with Patrick. He probably won't win the MVP this year, but the guy only led the returning Super Bowl team to a 14-1 record. and he has a tight end that is almost like a receiver when it comes to yards. So you would think that, wait a minute, I understand how people judge this thing. It's the most valuable player on a team. If people don't think that Patrick Mahomes is the most valuable player in this league, they're crazy.
Nuts.
They're crazy. But everybody wants to throw for 5 yards every week, in order to win. But all he does is win.
And now they're saying Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, also I do think is like super underrated. Like, love Aaron Rodgers. Like, just what he's able to pull off year after year, and never seems to really get
and what
too
the
much
team
credit.
does to him. I mean, they drafted a quarterback. It's why would you not try to put offense around him? I understand you want to look towards the future and you want to do it where you have somebody you can groom, but I mean, with the first pick, second round pick, they took quarterback. That's crazy.
It's pretty high.
And I know you need to draft for the future, but at the same time, this is Aaron Rodgers, and you give him a few more tools, and that's 2 or 3 more wins for you.
Yeah.
So you just got to find a way, and I wouldn't want to piss him off right now.
No.
And so he's pissed off probably at the whole league, and he will win the MVP. I truly believe that. But I still think they're still lacking a little bit in order to get to go.
Well, I agree with you, and I guess we'll find out. I know that you have a very busy night. You're in the tequila game, and that's a game that never stops.
It doesn't. Pour till you can't pour no more.
That's it.
Yeah, I love that.
I know all 3 of us live by that exact quote. I don't want to include you. I mean, all 3 of us as in the invisible Mr. Cheeks, because I'm sure he's going to really be digging that tequila. But
now, who's winning the game tonight? I heard
Bama.
I gotta say, right? It's like
I never go against Bama, and
you can't.
I always I thought they would be Clemson those, and I lost bets on both those. And I don't go against Nick Saban. I just like in winning. I always go with it's just a proven commodity. Like to me, I don't think Justin Fields is going to pull it off. He's not throwing for 6 touchdowns today.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Alabama has a young defense. They've given up some touchdowns.
They have given up touchdowns. Yep.
Sure have scored a lot though.
Yeah.
I mean, they only have the Heisman Trophy winner and one of the runner-ups and a young man that's been hurt that's coming back. I think he's going to play tonight, Jalen Waddle. That is, we talk about Devontae Smith. Jalen Waddle is supposed to be better than him. So everybody better look out. It's going to be an unbelievable game. You got one team that played 12 games, another team that played 7 games. It is the Ohio State. They're the Big Ten darlings, and here comes the SEC darlings, and it's going to be an unbelievable game. So I'm looking forward to it.
We might have to cancel the rest of the show.
Coach, who do you got tonight?
I can't say. No, just kidding.
Nah.
I'm with you. It's hard for me, even though my loyalty is to the Buckeyes, because I know quite a few players on the team. When I look at Alabama, they're so explosive offensively, and these receivers are really good. And I think what you'll see tonight is you're going to see some defensive backs that people thought were really good players get exposed. There's some guys that people think are top draft picks. I don't see them that way because I watch other teams do it to them. So both sides. And so it's just going to be interesting. And if they don't corral Smith, and if Waddle's going to be what he's been, and Najee Harris is going to be what he's been, don't get me wrong. They have Garnett and Olave on Ohio State side who can really go get it too. It's going to be, I'm afraid it's going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be who turns the ball over the least is who's going to win this game. So I think it'll be.
It's a game of turnovers. You heard it here from Coach Hugh Jackson first. Hugh, where can they find you on IG?
You can find me on Instagram at HughJackson5.
Hugh Jackson 5. All right. And also the Ultimate Breakdown podcast. Everybody out there, there's a great podcast out there hosted by Hugh Jackson, James Baldwin, and the amazing young talent Robert Wampler, who also writes for our website, theryanshow.fm. Go peep Ultimate Breakdown. What do we got to look forward to with the podcast this year as we close things out?
It's been awesome. I mean, those guys have been sensational. Very knowledgeable. They work at it. And you said it, Robert Wampler is one of the youngest guys that I've ever been associated with, but who understands the game. He really works at it, and so does James. And I'm very proud to be a part of that with those guys. And I'm proud that, we're a part of what you guys do. So it makes it a lot of fun. And boy, we're looking to take it to another level next year.
We got some big things coming in 2021, and it's always good to have you here, Hugh. Hopefully we'll have you back soon. We'll do some draft analysis. Who knows? The future is long. We got
taste testing.
That sounds more like it.
But I will leave you with this. I don't think I'll be able to do that because I think I'm going to be putting together the best offense in the national football.
Ooh, I got a feeling you will be too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And looking forward to that. Thank you for everything, Hugh, folks. This is the Ryan Show FM. We've got Honky Wonky on the ones and twos as per always. Honky Wonky, let's get it going, baby.
Let's go.
And we are moving right along. Coach Hugh Jackson has exited the studio and enter another South Jamaica legend. No, not our own. That is here every week. We have another hip-hop legend in the Zoom chat right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for 1/3, or I guess currently 1/2 of Onyx, Fredro Starr is in the building. That is a fire mask. He's got the Onyx mask on there.
Yo, I'm going to send you a whole box. Was you good, son? I need you to rap. You heard?
Nice. I will, too.
Know that. We know we need some of that fire, nigga.
Definitely need some of that.
I'm sending those out, man. You know what I mean? The Corona killers over here.
The Corona killers. A lot of Queens history here inside of the Zoom chat, and it started a long, long time ago. Back when Mr. Cheeks was not Mr. Cheeks, when he was the young Coach Cheeks.
Right.
That's right. So man, where did it all begin? When was the first time that you two were introduced in this long hip hop journey?
Yo, I can't even. It had to be between Rockaway Boulevard, Lincoln Park, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there.
Right, Potts fan.
Because we met before the rap shit. You know what I'm saying? We was just in the streets, young niggas coming up, playing basketball, just doing regular hood shit. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy to think that it all started because I know Mr. Cheeks started. Cheeks, you started what? 15 years old. You started rapping pretty much professionally, getting paid to actually rap.
15, 15. I was with Fredro Starr. We was out at Bailey Park doing it at 15 and all of that, getting our bones ready, gritting the mic from Grandmaster Vic and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's when we used to ride from across town to ride across town and go over to Baisley and rock out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we started. That's how our music career started. When we first got to grab that mic, that was incredible.
Word. Shout out to Grandmaster Vic, because if it really wasn't for Vic letting us little niggas get on, you know what I'm saying? Because he could have been nah, shorty, chill out. But he kept it 100 with little niggas coming up. Me, Cheeks, P.I. He let us rock in the park. So that's how we kind of got our name and kind of got the flow of hip hop, how to really rock in front of a crowd. And you know what I'm saying? That was the first audience, Baisley Park.
I'd like to see him get more recognition for blends.
Yeah,
they say
flowers.
Yeah, I mean, he's done so much, it seems like. Every time someone comes on, it seems like they have a Grandmaster Vic story and how he helped them in some way.
Yeah, he's a legend, man. Yeah. When you think about the record Rising to the Top, the way he scratched the record, boom, 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 that was his own thing. That was his shit, you know what I'm saying? So anybody ever did that scratch like that, that's Grandmaster Vic. So when you hear
you gotta pay homage to him.
Yeah, that's his shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Forever, Rising to the Top.
Classic. We might end up playing that tonight. We'll see.
Oh, you gotta play that.
You have to. After this, gotta have that on.
That's the anthem.
So now speed things up. 2021. Things are crazy. The world's shut down. Let's go back actually to 2020. I saw that quarantine freestyle. That was nasty. That freestyle that you put in, that lifted my spirits, I will say. I remember you know what I'm talking about? A few months back you put out, and you just said it so perfectly. You wrapped up what was of the year so nicely.
Yeah, man, the Corona freestyle. What happened was, bro, we was you know when you rapping, you on tour, you snatching bags, you across state lines, and this particular time in March, we was in Canada. We was on tour, we was rocking, sold out, the shows was popping. It was freezing out there though. But we was in Canada, and they was we was hearing about the coronavirus in the news. And then one day they was just yo, this shit is shut down. Y'all niggas gotta get out of Canada right now, blah, blah. And all I was thinking about was it looked like the world was about to end. We was in the airport. The shit was crazy, my nigga. The shit was ill, my nigga. So while I was on that plane ride flying from Canada to LA, I had my phone and I just wrote some shit real quick, like, you know what I'm saying? And when I got home that same night, I went and recorded that shit and just put it out. It was called the Corona Freestyle. It was just, like you said, it was just talking about this whole coronavirus shit, because we ain't never seen no shit like this, bro.
No, the NBA had gotten canceled. I remember, like, you just hit it on the head, bar for bar, exactly what was going down. Crazy.
Right.
You mentioned Canada and going on the road, and I noticed, like many other hip-hop legends, Europe has really embraced Onyx, and it's been like such like a breath of life into the people that Dave and I grew up listening to. We loved all you guys growing up, so it's great to see Europe keeping it alive in the sense that you can go over there and perform, sold out crowds. People really appreciate real hip hop.
Yeah, and they care. They like appreciate it. They know the lyrics. They know everything. That's what I hear from all our guests that come on. Is just that overseas love is different.
Yeah, that should definitely hit different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just cool, like going overseas and going to Europe, because it's like they appreciate the music because they not from here. So it's like we exotic. Like we exotic to them. Like they don't see that shit on the regular. They not used to that. So when we get over there, they show a lot of love, man. So yeah, shout to the Snow Goons, man. Snow Goons show a lot of love. I know
Snow Goons.
He was rocking with my Snow Goons, man. That's my crew across town.
I noticed you just did that song Reparations, which is hard. By the way, you did that with Snow Goons. And it made me think, are they aware of the racial or injustice that goes down here in America? Because I know that they really love hip hop, but I just haven't really been, maybe it's that I haven't noticed, but do they really stand out and speak up? Like when you go over there, do they talk about these social justice issues that are going on in America? Are they aware of this?
Nah, I think the niggas is aware of that shit, but they don't really get political with it. But it's funny that you say that, because like DJ Illegal down with the Snow Goons, he travels with us sometimes, and he's white. You know what I'm saying? His skin color is white, and sometimes you might see preference towards a white person than a black person, even though we down with the same crew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you see these things in life, and it's just something in life that we have always seen, and a lot of times we don't even address it because it's just like you can't address it. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So only thing you gotta do is just be black, be proud. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And people respect that. People respect the black man worldwide. Black man is God. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? They respect the black man worldwide.
Well, that's great. I mean, and it seems like it's just in general, the world, I hate that term woke, but the world is just becoming like nicer. Everybody seems to be becoming more connected to one another and starting like that fear of not understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like people fear what they don't understand.
About that.
Dude, I try to be so positive. I try to think that with access to education, like this is a time in history where for the first time anyone can access information. So a lot of fear, I feel, comes from a point of someone not getting something and not understanding. There's no excuse now. Like you can go online and speak to somebody from anywhere in the world. So you'd think that there would be a type of open-mindedness that comes with that.
I don't think the word nicer. I think the world is getting closer. You know what I'm saying? Like we have more access to everybody because shit is popping off right now, man.
Yeah.
Rappers, this is not, it's crazy out here, man. It's not really getting no better, man. You know what I'm saying? With what's going on out here, we really gotta look at this shit, man. The younger generation, man, it's like they gotta wake up. Wake the up. Shout to Snow Goons, we got that Wake the Up album, man. But yeah, man, they put us in a up position in the hood, man. So it ain't getting no nicer in the hood. The United States ghetto is something that we came up with. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Big DS. United States ghetto is United States ghetto, USG, and that's what we always represent. And it's always up in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we always relate to the hood with our new music. Like we got a new album, Onyx for Life. We always go back to the hood mentality. We might not stay directly in the hood, but our heart is in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Our heart is in the streets. And that's who we relate to. That's who relate to us. When we walk in these streets, that's who relate to us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Makes sense. When you see like new artists, do you find it harder to relate? I mean, they're like you said, they're still going through a similar experience to what you did, but the music is such a contrast to some of the stuff that you guys were putting out back then. You know what I mean? So, I mean, can you still relate to this new type of music in some way, even if it might not be what you listen to?
No.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to relate to it. I'm not supposed to relate to it. I respect it.
Facts.
It's like let the youngins do what they do. We do what we do. Let them do what they do. Just like when we came in the game, the older G's like Jam Master Jay, and they had to look at us and say, "Yo, let them little niggas do their thing, man." You know what I'm saying? They probably couldn't relate to a lot of the older dudes. Probably couldn't relate to what we was doing, but they had to respect it, and it just goes for me too. I see the younger dudes, I congratulate them. You know what I'm saying? And we looking for younger artists. We looking to make things happen, man. Signed with Mad Money Movement. Shout out to Mad Money Movement. We just signed this new kid, man. This kid called Cloud9. He ain't got nothing to do with real hip hop and none of that other shit. He doing his thing. We just gonna give him a platform and a way out the hood. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna, help the kid out just the way Jay helped us out. So check my little nigga Cloud9. He do all that trap, rap, all that drill, crazy shit. That's what he do. And I gotta respect it. And we gotta make sure our young brothers is good out here. You know what I'm saying?
Literally, in your case, because we talked about this a little bit before we started the interview. To the OG listeners of the show, actually we might have even said it in the intro, but your younger brother, Bamboo Starr, was the first guest that we ever had on the FM radio. Came out with us to Boston, and he's got the music that's kind of like a mix. Like, he still has bars, but he has that sound with certain songs where he can kind of bridge the gap between these younger drill artists and more hardcore actual lyricists that are doing it that way. I always like that about Bamboo's music.
Yo, so me and my little brother, Bamboo Starr, we got an album produced by Snow Goons coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Me and him going back and forth, and I got him.
I like that.
Because I told him, I was like, yo, you doing the trap, you doing the drill shit. That shit is cool. But I'm like, yo, my bro, like, when this shit open back up, we gonna be back on the road heavy, my nigga. And I want you there with me. I need you there rocking with us. So I had to give him the soundtrack so he can come on tour and rock with us. He needs the music to rock with that. So I said, yo, jump on these Snow Goons beats. So yeah, me and Bamboo, we got the little EP/album coming out. All Star, that's the name of the joint, you know what I'm saying?
Nice. There we go. Something
I
to
like
look
that.
forward to there. That's different too. You don't really hear a lot of like brother and brother compilations. And the sound is different, like between you guys. I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah. Like you said, he know where he got the flow from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, same as in the family.
You know what I'm saying? He can roll with it.
And this is actually a perfect time right now where we can play a little bit of new Fredro Starr, and we'll play a Bamboo Gutta song, or Bamboo Starr, I believe is what he's calling himself now. Made the transition to Starr.
His name was Bamboo Gutta. I said, yo, my dude, listen, man. It's all about how you pick your name. You want to be in the gutter or you want to be a star?
Ooh, so that's where the name change came. I love that.
I like that.
I mean, it's gutter or star. You pick what you know, where you want to end up. Yeah?
Plus, to carry on that name, that's an amazing thing.
Yo,
So on that note,
we're going to play if we're going to play some new shit, I mean, you got to tap into this Fredro Starr Chic Loose record produced by my man Jay Wax. This shit called 5 a.m. We got to go heavy with this record. This shit crazy, my nigga. D Block, you know what I mean? That's what we're going to have to go in. So throw that on and make that happen.
5 a.m. right here on the Ryan Show. Hopefully this is the first time it's played, but who knows? You could also check out Fredro. And what's your IG really quick? Let's get him on your IG while they're listening.
My IG is Fredro_Starr. Brat.
This is the Ryan Show FM with Mr. Cheeks of the legendary Lost Boys and Socialite Hampton Stave with the legendary nostrils that could sniff just about anything. It is good to be here, gentlemen. So, Mr. Fredro Starr, we started talking a little bit off the air, and I had to say, no, wait, we need this on the radio. Mr. Cheeks, Fredro Starr in the Marley House? What? What's this all about?
Yeah, man. You see a man choke, he's smoking that good shit, man. We was blowing it down. I was in Miami. I think I was shooting a movie out there with Rick Ross, and it was just I was like, I connected with Cheeks in Miami. I'm like, yo, you in Miami? He like, yeah, I'm in Miami. Pull up. Boom, I pulled up. We was at the Marley's crib, man. We at the Marley's crib. I'm like, yo, this is ill. Like, you know what I mean? Just to be in that royalty, you know what I'm saying? And just to be vibing on some hip hop shit. It was ill, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that shit. Like little things like that, you don't forget because it's special to you. You know what I'm saying? Because Bob Marley is one of my, like that's like, he's like God to me. You know what I'm saying? Like my religion, my religion is what's in front of you. My religion is what I can see, what's in front of you, but you gotta have faith too. Like Bob Marley, his beliefs was so crazy. I smoke mad weed. Like even myself, smoke more weed than Bob Marley. That's just for real. So that was ill, man. You know what I mean?
That is amazing. Now, are the rumors true? Because when you think of the Bob Marley joint, I always remember when we were kids, they'd have the rolling papers, the Bob Marley rolling papers, and it was like a fist. It was like two fists put together was the size of a joint. Is it really that crazy over there? Are you seeing some like monster cannon joints? Like, is there any experiences that you recall?
Nah, man. It was just a cool vibe, man. Just, you know, brothers just chilling, vibing, smoking, real regular shit, just regular hood shit we was doing, and that was enough. But the blunts was crazy, man. Smoking the blunts.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, it's like a family clan. Like you mentioned that you look at Bob Marley like God. Well, so do the Jamaicans, and they're like demigods. The kids, like Mr. Cheeks took me to the Stephen Marley tour bus twice now. And the whole family's there. There's like 13 deep rolling around in these buses. Huge dog, Samson. We're sitting there with this giant-ass Rottweiler. It's good. Samson's good. I'm sitting there like, holy shit. Hoping this thing doesn't like eat me.
Yes,
Crazy times, man.
Yeah, man. You know, when legends get together, man, Cheeks is a legend, man, for real. I seen Cheeks. We went to high school together. I seen the whole Lost Boys come up. They seen Onyx come up, and it's just ill to still see. Looking good, doing moves, documentary coming out. Still one of the nicest lyricists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we always wanted to do. This is what we still doing. So that's just ill, man. You know what I mean? For real shit.
It's just crazy to think about. Like, you two in high school together. Like,
literally, you guys were literally in high school together?
Yeah, we went to John Adams.
John Adams, all that, man. We was everywhere.
So what were you two
man,
like?
We all over Queens. We was all through Queens, man. Crazy, man. You knew the whole story. You put the Onyx movie and the Lost Boys movie together. That shit is a long, crazy jump.
Yo, we went to John Adams.
Crazy.
Went to class, man. We was
never went to class.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We was at the Chinese.
That's fact.
That's amazing. Oh man. So music, you guys are always maintaining relevance with the music. And acting is something, you know, it seems like a lot of rappers try to act, but Fredro, like, you can act. You're a legitimate actor.
Nah, listen, man. I'm acting like that. I'm acting my way to be an actor.
Yeah, well, dude, you're doing a good job. Like, so are you like trained? How did that work? When did you start acting?
I'm Southside Rockaway Boulevard trained, man. That's where I'm trained, right from Boulevard. I never went to acting school. It was just, you know, sometimes you fall into a different hustle. You know what I'm saying? You find a different way to get bread, and you fall into that, and you nurture that. You know what I'm saying? You go into that. You go in. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did when I got in the acting game. I went in. I learned more about it. You know what I'm saying? Being around people like Forrest Whitaker and dudes like Spike Lee in the game, it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just.
You're still in one of my favorite movies ever. Sunset Park is still. That's my. I hooped growing up. I used to watch that before games. Before I would go.
Classic, man. You know, you look back at that shit.
That whole cast.
Yeah.
Rhea Perlman.
The Real Perlman was ill.
That was a dope cat.
Shout out to Talon Harris, one of the illest comedians. That's my dude. Like, and you build relationships. Like, that's my crew. Word, Sunset Park crew forever.
Legendary. Rhea Perlman is the shit too. Love Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, man. The old lady. If people don't know who she's the lady from Cheers. The feisty little one. Yeah.
She played that role. She's perfect for that role, that movie too. She's like perfectly casted.
Perfect.
You're two, like the relationship you guys had. That movie, that's still like, that's top 10 movie for me, top 5 movie for me. I love it.
That's a good joint.
Word.
And she was also in Matilda. She was the mom in Matilda.
Yep. You still got that Bubble Goose?
Nah, but you know what's crazy, right? I was just looking at Instagram and I see your man Fabulous. He posted a picture with a yellow goose, right? And he was like, he did I feel like Fredro Starr stood in the yellow goose, right? So I looked at Nike. So check this out. Nike put out the yellow goose, and the yellow goose is called the Sunset Goose.
Oh, you got that's
crazy,
That's
man.
dope.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
awesome.
That's dope.
Yo, Fabulous, he need to send a couple of them shits over, man. Size medium, size large, extra large. We need those.
Oh man, for sure. That is definitely awesome. So, do we have any type of like reunions going? I know it's tough with everything being shut down. It's really hard to like plan on what's going to happen in 2021. But that being said, we've got the new music coming out with your brother. Any expectations for the fans out there that could expect another Onyx album this year or next year?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Me and Sticky Fingers, like you said, it's been a crazy quarantine, and we couldn't. Me and Stick. We was in the dungeon, my nigga. We went to the cave, my nigga, and we got an album coming out called Onyx for Life, my nigga. When you see the cover for this album, when you see the front cover for this album, you're gonna bug the out, my nigga. This crazy. But we got some my nigga. We got some shout to Sticky Fingers, man. Onyx for Life's album. It's straight boom back hip hop. We got with this producer from Chile, word from South America. Nigga got fucking bangers, my nigga. Crazy shit. DJ Dash, my nigga, he crazy. But Onyx for Life album, me and Sticky, we going in on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Capadonna, Planet Asia, my nigga Sick Flow, Snack the Rip, a couple of guests on the album. Yo, that shit coming out this year. Crazy, telling you.
Nice.
Crazy.
Something for all of us to look forward to that are listening right now. So, Fredro, man, there's a lot of things that I'd like to ask you, but we're so limited on time. So I want to ask you this. Hopefully, we'll be able to get you back at some point in 2021 with Sticky to talk a little bit more. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, let's stick it on the show. Let him talk, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Hear from Sticky lately, man. That nigga need to let niggas know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I talk too. I talk too fucking. Because I want to hear my shit no more, man.
I mean, you've got some good between and some solid interviews out there too, man. You're one of the best. Where else? What else can we plug? We got the Instagram. Where else can they?
Before we go, y'all niggas got the podcast. I got a podcast too, my nigga. My podcast is called Rappers and Ballers. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tap in to Rappers and Ballers. Shout to my nigga Johnny Vogel. Yo, Cheeks, we got to get you on the podcast, my nigga. For real. Tap in.
You already know we there. Let's go.
So wait a minute. You bring on rappers and ballers just like the name.
Yo, we talk about hip hop, talk about sports, smoke weed. We just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? The same shit y'all niggas doing. But we got our own little thing going on. Rappers and Ballers. Make sure you tap in. We on all platforms, my nigga. Holla at.
Check it out. Rappers and Ballers, a new podcast, Fredro Starr, here on the Ryan Show FM. We're going to play some more new Fredro Starr. We're going to play Reparations here tonight, since we did mention it earlier.
Yeah, play Reparations, man. We got to get Trump punk ass out of office and let's move ahead, and hopefully things will be smoothed out in America. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just crazy in America right now. So we just got to hold our head, stay close to your family, stay sucker free, keep your masks on. And I love all y'all niggas. Yo, Cheeks, you my brother for life. I love you, man. You heard?
Right now, I love you, boy. Let's go. Stay safe, man. You already know. I'm coming out to LA to hang with my and smoke on that green all day.
As soon as you touch LA, make sure you holler at your big bro, man. I'm here.
Love that.
You already know, baby. You already know.
I'm about to go. Yo, listen, I'm about to go watch Alabama these Ohio State
yeah.
We just talked about that earlier.
One.
Thanks.
Fredro, thanks for coming on. And there he goes, the legend himself, Fredro Starr. This is the Ryan Show FM, creating Southside Jamaica connections. Podcasting, this is Ryan Vernell, host of the Ryan Show FM. And like I said, things are closing out here tonight. Hampton's Dave, Mr. Cheeks, join me as we put the bow on the present, if you will.
The knot.
And
send it off.
really quick, I'm excited here tonight, guys, because the Ryan Show is brought to you by the Rolling Joint. That's right. It's not what you think. The Rolling Joint is a food truck on Long Island that creates the greatest sandwich in the entire world. It's no joke. It's made on a toasted Italian roll. Pork butt. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, the Rolling Joint. It's a weed-themed food truck. It's got an amazing sausage sandwich with what they call dope sauce. Dope sauce is kind of like nacho sauce, but way more dope. Way more better, if you will.
More better?
It's not like that crazy, terrible nacho sauce that you get. It's like a smooth, milky, delicious cheese sauce.
It's dope.
It's dope. Also a nice Italian coleslaw on the roll and on the sausage. So yeah, just amazing. Rolling Joint food truck. If you're on Long Island, go check them.
Coleslaw on a sandwich is one of the hidden, maybe most underrated parts of making a sandwich.
People need to start doing that more. Yeah. And a good sandwich spot has a sandwich with coleslaw. That's what kind of separates them. Back when I was on my sandwich making days, I implemented that sandwich. I believe we stole it from a Sag Harbor deli. Was that who it is that makes the good?
The Bavarian Bomber, right?
The Bavarian Bomber. We made our own take of that over at the place that I used to work, Golden Pear. Before we wrap things up tonight, if you're in the Florida area, it's your lucky day because Mr. Cheeks has a show this weekend, Saturday night. Just wear a mask. Don't be an idiot, okay? Wear a nice Onyx mask there. Cheeks, where's this going down? Panama City?
Panama City, Florida, baby, the party town of the town. You don't know about Panama City. Woo.
Sounds like a movie.
It looks pretty lit.
A movie.
I like the flyer. You can check the flyer.
I like places that are open. I respect those places that are open.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you respect
the shorts, the white tees and Nikes on this motherfucker.
Nice.
DJ Unique on the 1 and 2. You know how we gonna do it.
And I've got the flyer here right now. So this is going to be at Vibes on January 16th, this Saturday. Mr. Lights Camera Action himself, aka Coach Cheeks, is going to be performing. So yeah, save the date, lock it in your calendar, and check him out at the Real Mr. Cheeks 132 for not only flyers, but a handful of insulting Trump memes. Another good one, Cheeks, that you have is Georgia flipping from red to blue. That had me laughing out loud. The white guy with the haircut, and then they give him the fade. That is incredible.
Crispy now, right?
Looking crispy. Oh, man. Good stuff.
Oh, man.
Dude, I did not know that you and Fredro Starr and all of them went to the same high school. I always think that, like, it's weird that Dave and I went to high school. Like, you guys are, like, actual legends that went to a high school together. It's just crazy to me to think.
Yeah. We used to run on that lover. When we used to go over to Jackson to fight, that lover was over there.
To fight people. Come on. Cheeks got hands.
I mean, you know that.
Come on.
Yeah, high school fights and beats and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I tell you, Los Angeles is everywhere. We was everywhere, man. We was all around Queens. We can't get in, you ain't getting in type shit, you know?
Love that.
We was always bugging out.
Love that. Amazing. History.
The young days.
The young days.
And like they said, hopefully there's like a documentary or something like that someday that'll come out so we can get all that stuff covered. I'm sure there's some incredible tales. I was trying to get some type of a sick Marley story out. But I mean, how can anyone really remember what goes on at the Marley house? Like just like breathing in that air. It's like
good vibes, baby.
Amnesia. Oh, dude.
Wait till I take y'all down. And me, cousin Steve, boy, you're gonna be zoning out.
He's the man. Dude, we had that still is like one of the most incredible nights of my life. And it looks like Cheeks' phone died. See that right in the nick of time. On that note, yeah, it's a shame that Cheeks is gone because that night, honestly, is one of the top nights of my life, going on the Marley bus. And Steve and Marley was like rehearsing leading up to it. And I didn't know that like he makes these, like to those that know Steve Marley, he was like, yeah. Like he makes these like Marley noises in between his songs and or in between his verses or whatever. And he's just on the bus doing that as we're so high. We smoke so much weed on the Marley bus. And it's silent. Like no one's talking. We're all sitting there kind of just like vibing, like Cheeks would say, enjoying the vibes. And Marley will just be like, yeah. Yeah. And I'm like looking at Cheeks like, yo, dude, like, he's like, it's what he does. Good times. Good times indeed. So we appreciate everybody for listening as per norm. Thank you very, very much. Follow us. Spend money